Oh, man, does it feel good to be back? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's go!
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of In This Very Ring, right here, live on A2D Radio and all their social media platforms. It's been a long time coming, but your favorite wrestling group is back. We are back. We are better than ever. It's Ritz. It's Butters. Butters, we haven't been on since our legendary Star Wars show at the beginning of the month, right at 4th of July weekend, between you having Comic Palooza last weekend, which we're going to talk about, right? We're going to bring up Comic Palooza and a lot of other stuff a little bit later in the show. But between Comic Palooza, between us not wanting to go up against Slammiversary last weekend, and then 2 weeks ago, right after the Star Wars show, was somebody else had, I think AEW had a show or something like that. It was like, screw it. No, it was the McGregor fight. We're like, we're not going up against the McGregor fight. Not a chance. No way.
Snowball's chance in hell, boys.
Hell no. But so we are back. It is Money in the Bank recap weekend. John Cena is back in the WWE. But before we dive deep into everything, we've got to say hello to some friends. Body Check Wellness is a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code A2D for 20% off your order at bodycheckwellness.com. Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy. He is our doc, making yours. You can check him out on the web at specializedphysicaltherapy.com or in person at Burlington or Cherry Hill, New Jersey. All Campus down in Ocean City, they are back running and rocking and rolling, and they're giving 20% off everything in the store, hats, shirts, and team cornhole sets to all our subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Get 20% off. Go down to Ocean City and subscribe. Go down to Ocean City and get that 20% off. Damn, I was on a roll too. Many of us in our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We're happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need mental health therapy or addiction detox, please call 856-651-8117. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for change in career or brokerage, contact Alan Foy of exprealty.com. Once again, that is Alan Foy at exprealty.com. Okay, our poll question, it is brought to you by Manscaped. The Olympics, Euros, baseball, major championships, and concerts are all in this summer, but you know what isn't? A wild and hairy bush. Tame your pubes with help from our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Their fourth-generation performance package includes the brand-new Lawnmower 4.0. If an athlete treats their body like royalty, why not treat yours like Olympic gold? Fellas, do right by your balls and join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com and use promo code A2D for 20% off and free shipping. Our topic of conversation today, John Cena will make his way to the main event of SummerSlam. Agree, disagree. Let's lay it down. Sunday night, Money in the Bank. We're going to recap it a little bit later in the show. But Money in the Bank, John Cena makes his return and stares down Roman Reigns to end the show. Monday night, Cena lays down the gauntlet and issues a challenge to the head of the table. He wants that Universal title. He wants to tie, he wants to beat, I guess it would be beat, Ric Flair's record at this point.
Yep. Beat that record.
And then last night, Roman Reigns denied John Cena's challenge, but he accepted the challenge of the returning Finn Balor. Now, obviously, WWE did not say this was going to be for SummerSlam. It has not been announced yet when this match is going to happen, and I have my thoughts on that. But first, Butters, tell me, what do you think? Will it be John Cena in the main event in just 3 weeks, live in Las Vegas?
Oh yeah. Yes, I wholeheartedly see it being John Cena versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I don't see it being Roman versus Balor. I don't see it being Roman versus Balor versus Cena. I think the Roman versus Balor thing is probably going to happen in a couple weeks. You know, lay down the challenge. It's going to happen. Balor loses thanks to interference, thanks to something. Cena comes out, pisses off Roman. Then we get that. Then we'll get that acceptance of screw it, me, you, SummerSlam. Let's do this. So yes, I do agree to the poll. Cena will make his way to the main event of SummerSlam in some form or fashion.
Okay. See, and so I want to dive deeper into it just a little bit. I think that Cena will be in the main event, but I think WWE, and this might be the only time I say this tonight, I think WWE did something incredibly smart. I swear, up, down, left, right, and center, I read a report that said there was a possibility that John Cena would not be available for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Right? So, now what you've done is you've given us Roman versus Balor. Okay? And you haven't announced when it's going to be. So, let's say it's 2 weeks before SummerSlam. It's next week, or even the week after. Fuck it. Or the night before. Hell, I don't give a damn. Do it the night before. Because you know you're going to build both stories. Let's say that's when we decide it's going to be Balor versus Roman at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, for all we know, we could get it this coming Friday, and,
Right. I think WWE gave themselves an out.
Yes. They're trying to go two ways with it and hope to God the first one sticks. If not, we've got the second one that a lot of people still want to see.
Yeah, people want to see it. We know Roman's going to beat both of them. Right? Because we know what this is leading up to. We know this is leading us to Roman versus The Rock. Whether it's at WrestleMania, whether it's at Survivor Series, whether it's wherever it may be, we know that he's going to run through Cena, Balor, Brock. He's running through all these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we just need him to run through The Rock.
Yeah, but you don't have to run through The Rock with the title on the line. You can still have Roman versus The Rock, with Roman, pissed off that he lost his title, and Rock's going to come back and humble him.
Yeah, sure. That sounds real good.
Hey, still could sell. You don't have to have a title involved.
Don't get me wrong. I do agree that, yes, that match does sell. Yes, that match makes you money, right? But, that being said, it doesn't mean anything if he's not the champion. Right? He needs to cement him. You can't say, I'm the head of the table. I'm the tribal chief. But you're not champion, bitch.
Exactly. That's how you set up Rock versus Roman.
But Rock's not champion either.
It doesn't matter.
Let me say it this way. Let me say it a different way.
You knock him out. You knock him down a peg off that soapbox.
The only way that's going to happen, Roman's humbling moment will be losing the title. Right? That's his humbling moment.
I can
Without fail. That. Let's get to some comments. Jake chiming in. Cheers to you, buddy. You got Jake Friel. The boys are back. Yes, we are. The boys are come back. Jake, God bless. Frank Vespi, hey, yo, sorry to bother you at work. Joey DiMartino, he's back. I couldn't see him, referring to John Cena. Frank says, Money in the Bank was a good pay-per-view. The women's match was meh. Oh, don't worry. We're going to get into that. Riz on YouTube. What's up, gang? John Cena, the GOAT man. Jake Frio, the boys are back. Sorry, I was trying to do a Rock tagline. Oh God, you can't even get that right. Putz. Gonna agree with the poll. Cena versus Roman will be the main event of SummerSlam. Brian Daly chiming in. What's up, boys? Brian Wilson chiming in. What's up, guys? He says Team Butters eat shit written. Thanks, Wilson.
Damn.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Brian Daly agrees to the poll, and Pete Evans, yo, my buttered Ritz delight agree to the poll. I don't know how I feel about that.
We all know how you feel about that. At least I know how you feel about that.
No, I don't know how I feel about that. And that made it weirder. That line from you made...
It wasn't meant to sound weird. You're the one making it weird, sir.
I ain't making it shit.
No, you're making it weird.
No, you are.
You're a weirdo. I'm a weirdo. We're all weirdos. I mean, come on. I wouldn't be called Butters if I'm not weird.
That was my favorite thing about Comic Palooza. I swear to God. All right, we're gonna do it now. Yeah, we're gonna do it now. So Comic Palooza was last weekend, and yeah, we're getting off the rails here, but I have to tell the story. And Christian and Britt Baker were at Comic Palooza, and I didn't spend the money for the professional photo or whatever. I was like, I knew they had the table, and so when I got there, I walked over to figure out where their tables were. Is there a line starting to build? No. Okay, I'm going to walk around. I'll come back later. I walk around for about an hour and a half. We do our little video that was up on A2D last week for Money in the Bank predictions. And I said, all right, I'm going to go walk down Celebrity Alley. And lo and behold, there's like nobody in their line. So we go up to Christian's table, and you pay for the photo op, and you can have as many people as you want in the photo. They don't care. So I tell Butters, I was like, get in this photo. And he introduces himself to us, and no shit, you know who it is. And because I'm in this very ring mode, right? I've got the HUD radio shirt on. We just got done doing a video. I said, how you doing? I'm Ritz, and this is Butters. And also, in this very ring mode or not, I have always referred to you as Butters ever since I've known you. Like, calling you James is weird. It doesn't feel right. Like, that's like calling Jax by his real name. You just don't do it. And the look I got from him
was priceless.
He's looking at me going, I'm sorry. Like, Ritz, okay, cool. I like the name. It's nice. But Butters? And he had this kind of like thought in his head, like from South Park. Like I was expecting that to come out of his mouth, but he was cool. We took the picture, everything like that. It was a little awkward. Yeah, he didn't know really what to do. Whatever. So we get out of that line, we go to Britt Baker's line, and we walk up, and we do the same thing again. And she's like, "Oh, that's really cool." And because Christian's like, "How do you guys want to do this?" And we're like, "Just take a fucking picture." Right?
Captain Charisma, 5-second pose. I mean,
yeah, he's throwing all these different things out there. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Take a picture. Cool. What's up? Right? Goddamn photo. So we go over to Britt Baker's line, and I'm expecting the same question in my head. And I know none of her poses or anything. Like, if she's got a pose, I don't know shit. Right? I just know her stuff from the ring. And that she's a dentist. And she goes, well, I need to be in the middle. I'm an attention whore.
That line.
And I was like, all right, cool. Get in the middle. How you doing? Sup? But she had the title with her. And don't get me wrong. Seeing that title up close, that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Because when I saw Becky and Seth at Fandemic in 19, they both had their titles. But I have a replica WWE title.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Big whoop. But
want to fight about it?
Yeah. Seeing the AEW title was pretty cool.
And don't get me wrong, seeing it up close, it's about as small as I figured it would be, too, for the women's title.
Yeah. And then the other thing is she had music going at her.
Oh, yeah.
And she was having a blast.
She was jamming.
Yeah, she was pretty cool. But yeah, so that was fun.
I mean, then it's like waiting in line for Christian. You see the one-upsmanship between the two of them. She's like, "Hey, look at the magazine cover." Showing him the magazine. He's like, "Oh, that's cool." And then we get into Britt's line, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, look at my magazine cover." Like, oh my god.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was, "Hey, look, it's from 1999." And I think she fired back like she was whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, shut up." No, they were pretty cool. And hell, if we're on the subject of meeting people, you met Thunder Rosa.
Yes, I did.
Just on a random Saturday in fucking at Cards and Comics.
Yep. She come into Cards and Comics to promote her show here in Conroe.
It's next weekend, isn't it?
Correct. Next weekend, next Saturday, starts at 7:30. I do believe.
Is 7:30. Yeah.
Yeah. Tickets are still available. MissionProWrestling.com. It's all woman show. Southern Star Brewery, Conroe, Texas. All women show produced by all women.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there. I plan on being there. Y'all come on down. Support these ladies. It's gonna be a hell of a show.
Here's the kicker. Here's what he does. So yeah, he does a little promo for it. Cool, great, whatever. Right. Here's what this fuck is not telling you.
What's that?
She turns around and follows him on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
And then follows In This Very Ring on Twitter, which I thought was super cool.
Yep.
Right? So, you made a little friend in Thunder Rosa. I think that's awesome. And then Daly wants to know, I had you have to ask, what was meeting David Ramsey like? Loved Arrow. He was really cool. And so, when I go over to him, I'm trying to get the Ritz thing to grow just more naturally when I'm not on the air. So they go, he's just doing autographs at the table. So they're like, who do you want a person? I was like, yeah, just put Ritz on it. And then he goes to shake my hand and car salesman, hi, I'm Andy. Right? And he goes, wait, so then who's Ritz? So I have to explain how Ritz has come to be. And he's like, all right, no, that's really cool. Very, very cool. But he was super cool to talk to. And so is Dominic Purcell, who plays Heatwave, Mick Rory on Legends of Tomorrow. It was a good Comic-Con, though.
Yes, it really was. I met Giancarlo Esposito.
Who the hell is that?
Mandalorian, Moff Gideon.
Oh, yeah.
And then the real highlight was getting to meet Hellboy himself, Ron Perlman.
Oh, you did end up meeting Hellboy.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Because I left before you got a chance to meet him.
Yes. Oh, my God. He was awesome. He was amazing. Laid back, cool.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Comic Palooza in general, though, was really great for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Busy, but it was amazing.
And I can't wait for next weekend. Next week. Next year. Because I'm going to take the whole weekend off. We're going to be down there. We're going to try to do a lot down there.
Yep.
But so let's get back into wrestling, though. And,
good old-fashioned wrestling.
Where was it? Daly's comment earlier. In This Very Ring goes off the rails, you don't say. Well, yeah, we're comic book nerds. So at our heart, right, at our absolute heart, we're going to talk about these Comic-Cons. And now that Comic-Cons are back, right, what a better time to bring these up and talk about them. And, there's Conroe Comic-Con tomorrow, which Cards and Comics is going to be at, and go out there and check them out. We can't – you and I wouldn't still be doing this show together if it wasn't for them. Yeah. Because when your schedule changed and you didn't have any time available, Rob said – because you were working at the store on Saturdays.
Yep.
Rob would say, hey, come up here, because we didn't have StreamYard. Come up here, do the show with, in the store. We'll block off an entire fourth of the store for you, and you guys can do the show here. We would do it every Saturday. So a lot of love for Cards and Comics, and, anytime we can shout them out, we 100% will. So not only does Cena come back, not only does Cena
to a thunderous applause. Oh
my God, it was rocking at Fort Worth. It was phenomenal.
This shows you exactly what is meant for fans to be back. and how exciting it is just to have the fans back in the stadium, back in the stands, watching wrestling, giving us what we've been wanting. That is what we've been missing this entire pandemic of wrestling, is the fans.
Because I was there Friday night in Houston. And I was telling everybody at work, before I get into that story, special shout out to Space City Wizards on Twitch. If you guys are in the Conroe area, Carlos and his team over there at Space City Wizards, they are an esports channel. And they do a lot of esports, and they're a team. They have a logo. They've got jerseys, everything like that. You can check Carlos out at Trivia Time at B52 on Thursdays and Molly's Pub on Wednesdays. And you guys got to go check their stuff out over there. They do a ton of cool stuff almost every day, I think, at this point, over on Twitch. And so a lot of love for Space City Wizards over there. But I was at the Toyota Center Friday night, and I was telling somebody at work the other day, I was like, look, I've been to countless shows. I've been to Raws, SmackDowns, Royal Rumbles, Survivor Series, WrestleManias, Money in the Bank. No, not Money in the Bank. Elimination Chambers. I've done it all except for SummerSlam, and I don't think I've been to a Money in the Bank. I don't think I have. But I've done it all, right? And obviously with some of your bigger pay-per-views, you get a little bit more excited for it, right? But a Raw or a SmackDown, I'm not excited, but I'm just enjoying being in an arena with wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I was so excited. Because I hadn't been to a show since Royal Rumble 2020.
Yeah, and the fact that it's the first SmackDown back with fans,
and it's
huge. Yeah. You're there for the first one back, and you're there. Exactly.
And you could feel, and I didn't have my normal seats. I wasn't in the suite. I didn't sit down low. I sat in the cheap seats. And I did it for two reasons. One, I wasn't sure if I was still going to go. But two, the cheap seats are where you still get your true wrestling fans. And I wanted to feel, and I didn't think about it till later. But to feel that energy was incredible. And when Vince came out and did, "Where the hell have you been?" Right? And Edge got a massive pop that night. Like, it was deafening. And Finn Balor's pop was incredible, and just everything was so good. Fuck, Pat McAfee got a pop. It was great. Great time in Houston, and that carried through the weekend. That carried through to
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Those folks knew what they were getting. They were getting such a huge show, and it felt bigger, right? Like, we had WrestleMania, and Chrome was at WrestleMania, and it wasn't like a true WrestleMania feel. Don't get me wrong, but it was still a big show. But Money in the Bank felt incredible. We might as well dive. Go ahead,
from what little bit of Money in the Bank I was able to see, because still, of course, Comic Palooza and all that. But from what little bit I was able to see, I could feel the energy just from watching it. This is how incredible it is to have fans back at a pay-per-view. Oh, the energy was a lot greater, like you said, than WrestleMania. Such good energy.
It really was. And you start off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Unexpected is what I call that.
Did you watch it, though?
No, I did not get to.
So you don't know how she won?
I read it, but it's been a while.
All right, so recap. It has been a while. Let's set the stage, and I'm not going to remember who's in what spot. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But everybody's up the ladders. And what Nikki does is Nikki climbs up behind somebody, literally over top of them, and unhooks the briefcase. On paper and in execution, that's pretty fucking genius. Now that I've had like 6 days to digest it and let it sit with me, it's pretty fucking genius because you've never seen it done before.
No, it's about like what last year with Otis getting it dropped to him.
Yeah, right. You've never truly seen it done before, so I like that. Okay, fine.
They're trying. You know, I like the idea because they're trying to do something different each time. They're trying to up the ante a little bit without going overboard. Because you know it's WWE. You can always tell when they go overboard. Nobody likes it.
Correct.
But from what from what the energy I was seeing on Twitter, on Facebook, social media in general, everybody was liking this because Nikki really did deserve it.
She does. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't ready for her though to win it.
Yeah, because you were like me. You were ready for freaking Liv Morgan to pop that briefcase.
And after the promo that Liv does Friday night in Houston,
yep,
you had to walk away saying, "Damn, she's gonna win."
It doesn't surprise me that WWE pulled that swerve, only because of the fan pop. Because they knew, I guess they figured either way, Liv wins it, Nikki wins it, that pop's going to be huge.
I think the the Liv pop would have been bigger. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Nikki.
No. I've been a
Nikki Cross fan for a while, right? I watched, and I fell in love with her on NXT. I was watching a Fatal 4-Way match with her, and Peyton Royce was in it, and I forget the other two combatants. But Nikki takes Peyton through a table in that match, and then gets up and is like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I jumped off like something and put some other bitch through a table."
Like her husband. I was fixing like her husband just freaking rails somebody through a table and like, yeah, I'm a beast. What can I do about it?
And I think the women's match, having Natalya, having Tamina in there, again, I was against it, but it worked. They really helped.
I think that was more for you needed a couple of women that could be really strong enough to like just pull off that beast mode kind of.
Well, and not even that, but you needed a bridge, number one, to kind of help keep the match flowing. But also, number two, it was really good to have them in there to kind of help set things up without it really being set up, because now it makes sense why these two are working together.
Yeah.
Right? It makes sense. So they were really there to help set up things. You do this, do that, right?
And it's really and truly it's two veterans of the ring to kind of keep everything flowing and going.
No, let's call a spade a spade. Natalya kept that match moving.
I'm just saying, you just throw some veterans in there, to help keep everything going. Natalya
was the ring general.
Yeah, she's been there so long that's exactly, I agree with you on that 100%.
I laughed. I laughed so hard when they all buried Alexa under the ladders. And I'm not saying that WWE's trying to bury Alexa or anything of that nature. But to this day, it always makes me laugh when multiple superstars bury another superstar under objects. And the commentary table says the phrase, blank has just been buried by blank. It's a good ha-ha. Right?
Yep.
It's phenomenal.
I mean, what better way to take out your beast of a superstar? I'd call her that because of the magic voodoo powers.
I swear to Christ, there was a moment in that match. You bring up the magic voodoo powers. She is standing in the ring. She's looking up at the briefcase. There's nobody in the ring. There's no ladders around her. And she just raises her hand. And in my head and out my mouth, I said they're not. They're not. They're not gonna just lower it down like she's a fucking Sith Lord, bringing it down to her. She didn't channel the powers of the Undertaker.
Hey! They could have done a spot where she just lifts her hand, reaches, and the briefcase drops.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Instead of lowering, cable snaps, boom, done.
Oh, the other thing I thought was gonna happen was that the lights were gonna go out. Lights come back on, and she's holding the briefcase.
That would have been awkward.
I would have lost my stuffing.
Your stuffing?
Yeah. Here, let's get into. Hello, Ryan Brodo says, "Hello, gentlemen. If you're having a good day, just remember that Karrion Kross randomly made his Raw debut, just to get swashed by 65-year-old Jeff Hardy. Once again, I hope you have a great day." We're in the middle of our Money in the Bank recap, but I would be remiss if I didn't address that comment. I want somebody, somewhere, in the bowels of wherever, to tell me why they... Oh, we lost Butters. Completely lost Butters. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to still go on this rant. I want somebody somewhere to tell me why and how you thought it was a good idea to take Karrion Kross, put him out in the ring on Monday Night Raw in front of a live audience for really the first time ever in the WWE ring. And then you take Jeff Hardy, who's been around since I was 9, and have Karrion Kross lose in 1:40 seconds.
To a dirty pin, no less.
And did I mention that Karrion Kross is the NXT champion? Did I mention that he was undefeated? Did I mention that he is supposed to be a superpower? Did I mention that there was no Scarlet with him? Did I mention that the drug addict that is Jeff Hardy said, haha, nope? Did I mention that the very next night on NXT, he tried to come off as Billy Badass and choke out Samoa Joe?
No, he choked out Regal.
Who the fuck cares?
My thing is this: you say he tried to be a Billy Badass the next night on NXT by saying, "Oh, I do what I want, go where I want." See where that got you?
But all right, fine. You choked out Regal. Regal hasn't wrestled a match since 2007.
Well, I'm not saying any spoilers.
I'm
not saying any spoilers, but I heard what was for the next 2 weeks of NXT are taped because of the Olympics. It sets up for the NXT TakeOver.
Oh, I know exactly what's happening there too, and I'm all about it. And I've already talked about it, and I won't do it on this show.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not when it's announced.
Yeah,
we'll put a pin in that. But Ryan messaged me when it was happening because I went out to dinner with a friend. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I think Raw is going to be good. I'm not expecting anything big. Cena's back. That's your highlight story. I'm going to go have dinner with a friend of mine. And Ryan messages me when Keith Lee shows up.
I was so mad. Why are you going to have him show up against Bobby Lashley? You could have had him show up against not Jeff Hardy, because you still had him.
Why would you say that?
It slipped. That's why I said never mind. You wouldn't, because he'd still lose. You have him just show up in general against somebody else, not Bobby Lashley. You had him.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Correct.
I'm okay with him showing up against Lashley. He put up a decent fight against Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm fine with that. You had him show up against a champion. What are you gonna do? Have him beat Bobby when we knew that Goldberg was coming out at the end of that segment? No. But I digress. We'll get into the Goldberg Lashley thing in a minute because we really got off the rails with Money in the Bank.
Thanks for the comment, guys.
But Ryan messaged me when Karrion Kross came out, and I almost ran my truck off the road.
I don't mean to laugh, but that
because to Ryan's credit, right, knowing that I'm out and about, he sends me voice messages. So through Apple CarPlay, I can just hit the button and it plays the message.
Correct.
I almost ran my truck off the road. I was in the middle of, and you're familiar with the area. Nobody else really is. Yep. I'm out in friggin' Porter.
Woo!
I'm down 2090 in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, you are in the middle of BF freaking E, baby.
Yeah, and I almost put my truck into a tree.
Yeah, and you'd have had almost nobody show up. What?
Yeah. I'm doing this show from a log cabin in the middle of the woods.
Ooh, we squeal like a fan. Wait, what?
No, we're not. No. I don't get it. It hurts my soul.
It's WWE. It's crazy booking. Like I've said before, I'll give it a few weeks to see what the hell they're trying to do, and then I'll go from there. So let's just see where it goes. For the love of God, don't screw this up. To me, it just sounds like WWE hates undefeated streaks in general.
You don't say.
Look at poor Mansoor. Now Karrion Kross. Oh, did you say he was undefeated? Well, let's bring him to Raw. Let's have a match on Raw. Whoop his ass.
Brian says, Andy, you should play your live reaction on the show. I'll send it to you if you want. No, because I don't remember. I blacked out. I don't remember what I there's a lot of yelling involved. I don't fully remember. I'm good. I don't need it. No. Maybe another time when I can when I can listen back.
Right.
AJ Styles and Omos. Back to Money in the Bank, though. AJ Styles and Omos defeated the Viking Raiders. Solid match. Didn't do anything for me, but it was a good match.
What about the pre-show match? We skipped over that.
The Usos won the titles.
Wow, such enthusiasm.
If you didn't see it coming...
Yeah, but if you're going over a Money in the Bank review...
Then you're dead inside.
I think that's everybody right now.
Also, yes.
But come on, if you're going to do a full review of Money in the Bank, at least a quick skim.
Okay, here's your quick skim. The Usos beat Dominic and Rey Mysterio for the SmackDown tag titles.
Ow!
My old friend, Instant Karma. See what happens when you run your mouth, bitch? Bobby Lashley defeated Kofi Kingston by
surprise.
That was rough to watch. Oh God, Ryan just sent me the audio. Fuck it. All right, so in full context, this is after Ryan tells me that Karrion Kross has just lost to Jeff Hardy. What? What? What do you mean he beat him? What the fuck do you mean he beat him? So that's how mad I got. But anyway, it was a giant squash match, right? But I get the reason behind it. They needed Bobby to cement himself as a truly dominant force again.
Yeah.
Before Goldberg shows up the next night on Raw.
I'm next.
I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley I think was a fantastic match.
Yep. Great.
I think it was phenomenal. Charlotte won, obviously, which I'm fine with. In hindsight, I'm fine with because we got us the Nikki cash in the next night, everything like that. But here's my match of the night. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Wished I could have seen this one.
Big E, Drew McIntyre, John Morrison, Kevin Owens, Nakamura, Ricochet, Riddle, and Rollins. And Big E wins the damn thing.
Yeah.
I saw Seth, and if you're not doing anything afterwards, well, I'll throw Peacock on. We'll watch it. It's 17 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Ted's trying to reach out to Ryan Brodo. Wants to know if he's going to be on the next Hockey Happy Hour. I'm not sure what that's about, but hey, Ryan, you're wanted.
Slam on in.
But I saw, watching how it all plays out at the end, everything like that, and watching Big E climb up. I went over Chase's house for Comic Palooza. For Money in the Bank. So I knew you were still down at Comic Palooza, and he invited me. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go. Right?
Yeah.
Whatever. And he and I were both like, go, 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 go! Climb, you big son of a bitch!
Ew!
We were into it, and when he won, we popped. For sure.
It's about time. Big E deserves it. Big time deserves it. Can't really say, he needs it, but Big E deserves it.
Absolutely.
Did that just say he'll face Reigns at SummerSlam, or is he talking about Cena?
I think he's talking about Cena.
Okay, I was about to say. Because we're talking about Big E, and then that pops up. I'm like, wait. I'm confuzzled.
I swear to God, I think Goldberg might beat Lashley.
For Big E to cash in?
For Big E to cash in.
I was fixing to say, didn't they say this year that the briefcases are universal now?
Yeah, but Big E also said on the New Day podcast he wants to fight Goldberg. He wants a match with Goldberg. So that could be the way in, man.
Hey, you know what? I'll take it. I would take it. Goldberg wins. Hey, I want to cash in. Not beat down Goldberg, but hey, I want to cash in. Goldberg's still good. Goldberg's ready. I'm next.
And then Roman Reigns defeated Edge in 33 minutes. This was a good match too. I liked
this match. I was able to catch. We were putting everything up in the shop. I was able to catch, this match. And I got to say, they put on a hell of a match.
They really did. They really, truly did. I like the fact that the Mysterios came out and took care of the Usos.
Yep.
Right? Kind of level the playing field.
And then the whole Seth Rollins interference. I'm like, damn it. I knew they were setting up for this. I knew they were setting up for it. But it's just one of those damn it moments.
But what I really liked was the first time Seth comes out, it doesn't get the job done.
Yes.
Seth has to come back down and do it again. Right?
That means at SummerSlam we're going to get a hell of a match.
Yeah, because this is, and it played into Friday night, right? We saw Seth and Edge have their little, little squabble. But Money in the Bank was good. Money in the Bank was really good. Cena comes out at the end, and
oh my God, that whole, we're walking out. This is funny too because we're walking out the shop, we're leaving. All of a sudden, you see Rob come running out. Butter, Cena's back. I'm like, oh, okay.
First of all, I can't picture Rob running.
Okay, he hustled out the door.
Thank you.
But it's Cena's back.
So Rob hustles out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That shows some loyalty and respect for you.
Oh, yeah.
To tell you that John Cena's back.
It's crazy to think that as much as people hate Cena.
Nobody caught that.
Yeah. Whee! Anywho. As much as people hate Cena, we still pop for a return like this because we know that yes, somebody's gonna put Roman in his place. Somebody's gonna make, or at least they're gonna try to.
Whether Cena beats Roman or anything like that, right? We know that Cena's gonna take him to town with the promos.
Oh God, yes.
Because their promos years ago were phenomenal.
Yep.
Right? Daniel Bakley chiming in. Liked how Edge on Friday said, you should have finished me when you had the chance 7 years ago. And we talked about that. I think we talked about that. I don't remember what it was, but we were talking about continuity.
Mm-hmm.
If they reference that, it's going to make that story so much better.
Yes, and they did reference this Friday night.
Ted says, Butters, don't be too cool for the room. We were all marking out. I was yelling, I can see him. He's the GOAT.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I was excited. I mean, it's something different. It's something great. It's John freaking Cena. Come on now. Cena.
You are such... Never mind. I'm not talking about that. Eugene Allen wants to know, do we think Cena will job to Roman? Yes. Cena is not taking that title off of Roman.
Even though we wouldn't mind a 17th title run.
Some of us would.
Hey, 17th title and then Big E cash in after Roman gets pissed and destroys him?
I like my my Big E Goldberg thing better. That does better things for me.
I get that, but I could also see a hey, number 17. Oh shit, I just got destroyed by Roman. Hey, there's Big E.
But no, because then that means he has 17.
It's eventually going to happen.
I'm okay with that, and all right, we're gonna get morbid.
Uh-oh.
At least wait for Rick to die.
I don't know. I feel like
hold on. We're probably not that far away from it.
Wow. I know he said morbid, but damn. But I really feel like Rick would like to be there for that, for that title to for that record to be broken. But at the same time, Rick knows deep down inside that record is never getting broken. True record.
Yeah. 21.
Ted
says, job no, have an amazing match. Yes, Kofi job to Bobby. And yeah, to piggyback off of Eugene's question, right? I don't think he will get jobbed out, but he ain't beating Roman.
We'll see the 6 moves to Doom at least, and then, Roman comes out of nowhere.
Little bit of programming alert as I see Ryan's comment here. Because Ted was asking if Ryan's going to jump on the Hockey Happy Hour with them this week. The Hockey Happy Hour will be moving to Tuesday night this week because the NBA draft is Thursday night, and they will be doing something, I'm sure, because we all want to see how badly the Lakers fuck up Ralph's life. And then for my own amusement, I want to see if Daryl Morley can make Ryan jump out a window. Ted says Cena beating Roman would rule. It'd be like The Rock beating Cena for the belt. I don't disagree, right? I don't disagree that there is a chance that Cena could beat Roman. I don't put it. It's not at the forefront, though. I don't think it's going to happen.
Now, question. I want to get your thoughts on this.
God.
Yes, it might be SummerSlam. It's not a WrestleMania, but do you see this being the Rock versus Hogan, but Roman Cena edition? Could this be that match? The Cena letting Roman get over, like Hogan did for The Rock, and just putting them to that next level. This is that passing of the torch.
Maybe
that's what more I'm getting at. The whole passing of the torch where Hogan gave it to Rock, and then you
Rock gave it to Cena.
Yeah, and now Cena giving it to Roman.
So, all right, so let's look at it this way, okay? I'm a numbers guy.
Okay.
Rock and Hogan, 18. 11 years later at 29, you had, 28. So 10 years later, you had Rock and Cena, and then they did it again the next year. And now here we are, 8 years later?
Yeah.
Maybe. It's possible.
Okay.
Because Hogan, Warrior, right? When he, when Warrior beat him at 6, that's 12. So it's possible that yes, it could be. Hold on, back up.
See, this is where we make for interesting talk.
Ted says this is bigger than Rock Hogan. Go home.
I don't think it's bigger than Rock Hogan. I more think of it. I more think of it as a passing of the torch.
I've been watching a lot of the West Wing lately, so I'm gonna quote them a minute. Go to bed.
But I was looking at this.
No, Ryan.
No, God, no. I can't see it being a triple threat. The only in that.
Well, hold on. So let's clarify this. Roman said no to Cena, but said yes to Balor.
Mm-hmm.
If they do Roman, Cena, Balor's going to get buried, and I'm going to cry.
Or Balor could just pin Cena, and then Roman's like, I didn't get pinned.
Ted goes, I'm at work. There's a couch here. First of all, I need to know, Ted, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? Take caps lock off. Let's have a talk. Let's have a chat. But go night-night.
I want to talk like adults. I need an adult.
Eugene says, not a Balor fan at all. I'm a little hurt.
Damn, Eugene. Come on, man. You got to be somewhat of a Balor fan. Just a little. Come on, man. Just a little. We all love deep down inside, we all love a little Balor.
Oh, God, help me.
All love a little bit of Finn.
Weird.
Not too weird.
And Brian goes, because he wants to yell. Shut up, Brian.
Stop yelling at me. I need an adult.
Eugene goes, not enough to want him in the main event. See, I disagree. I think he deserves a true run.
Yep. He got all of what, a day?
Yeah, well, he had his NXT run. Don't be wrong. It was good. It was okay.
Yeah, I'm just talking more of the main title run. Because I guess that's how we feel WWE's feeling right now with NXT. That there's still a developmental.
Ted says, oh, I can see the letters better. He goes, I was only joking about Hogan versus Rock. Figured. Yeah, no, I get it. We're all here to troll, and I'm cool with it, right? Just if you don't tell me, I'm gonna come at you.
Come at me, bruh. Come at me.
Man. Raw this week, we did, like I said, we saw the return of Keith Lee. We saw Goldberg.
My boy. Oldberg. Hey, man, he's got to get a second match of the year out of the way. Somehow, some way.
Right.
Fans are back. We got to set up SummerSlam for the biggest, pay-per-view of the year, bigger than WrestleMania. So what better way to start off with Bobby versus Goldberg, Edge versus Rollins, Reigns versus either Balor or Cena. Either way, it's going to be a big match. And then you still got, I don't know how long they're going to let Nikki keep the title. We could see Nikki versus Charlotte or Rhea, or a triple threat.
All right, I'm going to say this before we get in. Eugene goes, is it time for Goldberg to he goes, it's time for Goldberg. I thought he was asking a question. Never mind. All right, good.
I'm sorry, Eugene, but I don't think he's hanging it up until that contract's over with. He's making way too much money for 2 matches a year. You know what?
Don't be wrong. I don't mind him coming out. I don't mind him coming on the screen, right? Because it's not like he's decrepit.
Yeah. I mean,
right? If he wants to come out and spear somebody, do a couple things back and forth, whatever have you, just please stop trying to do the jackhammer.
I think on a smaller guy he could do it, but I think it's the bigger guys that gives him the trouble.
No one's giving me a straight answer. I think this Cena-Roman match is bigger than Rocky's Cena. 1, Cena hasn't been gone as long as Rocky was. Cena can still go full-time. Roman top hero. All right, so now I feel like you're asking me a totally different question. Is it big? So let me see. Let me make sure I have your question correct since you want your straight answer. You think Cena Roman is a bigger match than Rocky Cena 1?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what he's implying.
Well, this would technically be Cena Roman 2.
Yep.
Right? So the question is,
and this would honestly, I feel like this Cena versus Roman would be a lot bigger than Cena versus Roman 1.
Right? No, I agree.
And I could almost see where this match would be bigger than Cena Rocky 1 because I preferred Cena Rocky 2 over Cena Rocky 1.
Right. I agree with that assessment of liking Cena Rocky 2 over Cena Rocky 1. I agree with that assessment. I also agree with this could be bigger than Roman Cena 1. We're a week into it, not even, right? What made Cena Roman 1 so good, and Ted says yes, that's what he's asking. Okay, so let me give you my answer. It's a little bit long-winded, so bear with me. Hang on, I'll get there. I promise. What I liked so much about Cena Roman 1 is we got phenomenal promos out of both people.
Yep.
That build-up for that match was better than the match. And the match wasn't bad, right? But the build-up was so good. Okay? Now, is this match going to be bigger than Cena Rock 1? I think it could be.
It has that potential. The only thing is Cena versus Rock 1.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Cena Rock 1, you had Cena as the top baby face of the company. You had The Rock come in as a bigger baby face.
Yep.
And essentially The Rock, like he's been doing it since 1998, was the voice of the people. So it was almost like the people versus Cena.
Yeah.
Right? We picked our champion and said, go whoop his ass. This time around, we have Roman, who is the top heel of the company. And you have Cena, who, for lack of a better phrase, is a top babyface. He's not the top babyface of the company.
No.
Right? But he's a top babyface. Okay? And you have Roman, who is on pure fire right now. But what Roman needs, and I said it the other night at Chase's house, Roman needs people to keep him relevant because the tribal chief head of the table stuff worked when he was going up against family. Right? That's what made this character so good was his stuff with Jay back in October. That's what took this character to that next level. Right? Yeah, the signing with Paul Heyman was great, but Paul Heyman is not the catalyst here. Roman's been able to do this all on his own and make this character what it is. And this Godfather Mafia persona that he has created for himself works. Okay? Cena coming back, we know Roman's going to beat Cena. I don't think anybody would hate the idea of Cena beating Roman to a degree. I could find about 6 people that would. And I'm sure there's people here in this chat, when we really sit down and think about it, would hate that as well because you have a part-timer come back and beat the guy who's here full-time. I'm never a fan of that stuff.
Yeah, but that's always going to happen, though. That's the thing is, it's never going to go away.
Not when they're running as hot as Roman Reigns is. Because unfortunately, Roman needs to run through Cena. Roman needs to run through Brock when it's gonna happen. Brock will fight within the next calendar year. I'm saying it now. Brock will fight Roman and Bobby within the next calendar year in some aspect.
Okay.
And Brock will lose to Roman. He'll probably beat Bobby. Let's not get into that conversation because
I know. I'm not. No, I know.
And guys, I see you guys firing a couple comments, and I'm gonna get to them in a minute, but I don't want to get off of where I'm at right now. Okay. But I think Roman needs to do this to continue to solidify that he is ahead of the table. It's essentially going through the people that have been at the mountaintop. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
Well,
I'm better than you. And he's solidifying that head of the table mentality.
Well, and let's look at it like this. He's been talking head of the table. I have the title, head of the table. Who's to say he loses that title? The Usos still have the tag titles. They could say, we have the titles. We're the head of the table now.
That I see where you're going with that. That just
because do what?
I don't see that working right now. That's taking away from it.
And I get that, but they're trying to make that. Because I have a title. I have the title. I'm the only one with the title. I'm the only one that can get the job done. I'm the head of the table. You take that away, the Usos could play into that, saying, hey, we have the title. We should be head of the table now. You don't have a title. And it could push Roman even further to go get that title back, to solidify, hey, I got it back. Get the hell out of my spot.
Well, and I don't think Jimmy is 100% with Roman. Go back and watch
that
too.
That too.
There's a segment at Money in the Bank that you need to go back and watch. I don't remember where it's at specifically in the show, but he acts very weird around Roman in that moment. Ted says Cena hasn't been as long as The Rock. Roman is the top heel, destroying everyone. Cena's the top babyface. Ever the crowd will actually be all in on Cena. No, you both suck shits. I disagree. I disagree with that statement. I think that Roman and Cena will both get boos when it really comes down to it. And not in a bad way.
I think Cena's going to get his typical cheer boos. I think he's going to get his typical cheers and boos. Roman's just going to get booed out of the arena like a typical heel.
But I would have to think the smart people. And look, don't get me wrong. I give our chat a hard time often.
Mm-hmm.
But our chat's full of a lot of intelligent people.
Yep.
And if all of us in here, we boo Roman because we know that's what his job is. His job is to go out there and get the boo. Right? So we're going to help you accomplish your job.
Yep.
Right? And we have respect for the fact that you're going out there and your intention is to go out there and be a prick.
Just like every other heel in the face of the company. Triple H, Vicky Guerrero, you name it. Go out there, get that heat.
When we do these shows, we throw you your respect and we give you your credit that you deserve. Mm-hmm. But when we're in the arena, when we're watching it on TV or whatever have you, boo, no, fuck you. Right? Like, we do that.
Yeah.
So, I do think that we are going to see Roman beat Cena. I do see that the crowd isn't going to play one side or the other. I don't think we're going to get a Rock Hogan like we did back in 2018. This match is nowhere near the same high profile for that. That moment will forever be special.
Well, yeah.
We'll never see something like that. I'm just going to refer to you as KZ if that's okay. It's KZ1994 Abel. Again, I'm just going to refer to you as KZ. He says wrong. He's a heel because he was so bad as a face. He sucked a lot. He was bad a lot, but I don't think I think
he's worked. I feel like he's worked on his promos a lot more, especially with being with Heyman. Heyman's able to help him with those promos a lot more.
I like this. KZ says Roman as champ is no better than when Jinder Mahal was champ. He's just getting pushed further by the boss.
Damn.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody say Roman is to Jinder Mahal. I don't think I've ever heard it. But I get where he's coming. I get where he's coming from, though, right?
Yeah.
This is what I was just talking about. And when it comes to pro wrestling, everybody's going to have a different opinion. And KZ thinks that Roman just sucks. And I was on that train. I was on that train for a very long time in the sense of Roman can't do anything right by me.
Correct.
I'm not a fan of anything he does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm so tired of this, you know, I'm the big dog, right? I got so tired of it because it got to a point he made earlier.
Got stale.
Roman has been getting pushed since 2013.
Yep.
And it just didn't work because it got shoved down our throats. It was the John Cena effect, but to such a higher level.
Look at the Royal Rumble he won that everybody wanted Punk or Daniel to win.
I was there. Oh, of course, you fucker. You bring up Punk or Daniel.
I'm not bringing it up for that reason. I'm saying that.
Well, no, because Eugene says AEW making big moves. But also here, KZ, let's be real. No one's going to be talking about Roman when CM Punk makes his AEW return.
Wasn't trying to bring that up. I was trying to make the point of the nuclear heat of Roman, like you said with the whole Roman Cena thing. Roman being the new Cena of our era. Of this era. I wouldn't say our era because mine and your era started a long-ass time ago. Because I'm old as dirt.
Yeah, you are.
36 years old, 35 years old, and I'm considered old as dirt. Dear God.
But so all right, we can't shy away from it. We've got to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it as much as you do. And let me explain why I don't want to talk about it. Okay? Before the comment section goes off the rails.
Goes balls to the walls ballistic? Because we know it's going to happen.
The rumors are circulating. Nobody has outwardly officially said anything yet. But CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are rumored to be in talks with AEW.
Correct.
If you've ever watched our show before, you know that very rarely do we talk about these rumors. Do I give them a lot of merit until something official has come down the pipeline?
Correct, because a lot of times, in my opinion, it seems like every 4 to 6 months we get the same thing over and over again. The Daniel Bryan is something new, you know, so we could be seeing, you know, every 4 to 6 months. Daniel Bryan signed here, just like with CM Punk. Oh, CM Punk's coming back. He's signing something big. Stop.
Yeah, well, and you've got KZ saying it's official now. So I'm sitting here on Twitter because this is honest to God where I, you know what? As
much as I, you know, hate these reporters, stuff like that, but you know, you see all this. Oh, it's official. But you see people like Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com saying these rumors haven't been substantiated. They haven't been, you know, can't say one way or the other that yes, that they're confirmed. You know, everybody's, you know, just basically talking out their ass right now.
Look, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't hate it.
Correct.
Right? I would not hate if Daniel Bryan and CM Punk were to show up on AEW in different capacities and doing different things. Right? Because I remember the night CM Punk showed up on WWE backstage.
Yes.
And everybody lost their stuffing.
Well, because, you know, the rumors were, oh, he's back in WWE. It's nothing. And then, like you said, backstage.
But he wasn't But that was the kicker, though.
Exactly.
He wasn't back in the WWE. He was working for Fox.
Exactly. So those rumors were debunked.
Right? And CM Punk has come out in the last few years, and he's looked just really bad. You know, he's an arrogant prick. Okay? You know, and Casey does make a really good point. No one's going to come out and say they signed them. They want your debut to be shock value for the show. But here's the thing. We're in July right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do it, you're going to do it at All Out in Chicago. Here's the only thing that hinders you a little bit. People are going to be expecting CM Punk at All Out in Chicago.
Thank you.
Why? Stop interrupting me. Why? Because we've been expecting it for the last 3 years. Right? Ever since CM Punk did the StarCast panel a few years back, everybody's waiting for him to show up at Chicago. It's only a matter of time, okay? Again, though, I will not address the rumors. I will not put any merit behind them until somebody shows up on my TV. Do I think it's going to happen? Anything's fucking possible. I watch professional wrestling. If you watch pro wrestling as long as I have, you know that damn well near anything's possible.
Yes. Any and everything is possible. Never say never.
It's all on the table. Okay? That being said, until they show up in an AEW ring, I will not address it any longer. Because this is just the way it is. Right?
Correct.
So, and guys, trust me, I get it. I see where you guys are going in your comments and everything like that. And if anything, I'm putting Daniel Bryan out in Chicago, and I'm going to pick some random city and let CM Punk walk out.
That would be the better point because, like you said, Chicago's way too obvious for Punk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hell, give me even if it means pissing off the executives, give me a random Dynamite episode, have Punk show up.
Yeah.
You know, because, yes, would it sell pay-per-view? Yeah, but you didn't announce him for the pay-per-view, so you're not going to sell pay-per-view. A random, holy shit, he's here on Dynamite, what the hell's going on? Then you're going to start selling the pay-per-view. So, don't do it in Chicago. End of story.
But here's the other thing, though, too. If I'm AEW, I am dropping little hints left and right. Make them subtle, right?
Yep.
That only, wrestling fans are going to pick up, and let us take the ball and run, right? Like, for example, Living Color following AEW and AEW Dynamite on Twitter. Right now, everybody's going to be glued to AEW. Everybody's going to be glued to their pay-per-views. Everybody's going to be glued to, all this other stuff. And now we're just waiting.
Here's one you could almost make a subtle hint for. Who's to say AEW doesn't start showing, I don't know, say a Pepsi vending machine every once in a blue moon?
I would die.
Somebody drinking a Pepsi product?
Ted wants to know, are you guys going to talk about Jay White and Impact? Probably not. I don't think in the WrestleMania next year will be 6 years I've done a show. And I think I've talked about Impact once, and that's when they put the title on Tessa Blanchard.
I can say this about Jay White and Impact. If it's against Kenny Omega for the title, it's because you've got Impact going, our guys can't get it done. I need to hire somebody from the outside to get it done, to bring it back to us. Someone that we know will come into Impact, stay in Impact, defend the title, valiantly, so to speak, Unlike Omega and his bullshit team. You know, let's hire Jay White and the Bullet Club to bring back. I mean, that would be a good subtle hint.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, right? All these little subtle hints. And I think it's actually funnier because you work for Coke.
Yeah, I know. And I was tempted to not say it, but then I was like, you know what? No, it's got to be said. Because we all know where it goes with this, you know. But at the end of the day,
I love this. I would love the subtle drops here and there.
Yeah,
you know, like the Pepsi machine. The Pepsi one is great. You know, but little lines here and there, little things, because you don't want to make it too obvious. Like having a record scratch, like CM Punk's music would, you know, or playing something similar to Flight of the Valkyries. That's too.
Or a bumper sticker that's either got.
No, I swear to God, if somebody walks out with a goddamn goat.
I don't think a goat would be too. I think they could have Jericho walk out with a goat saying he's the goat.
And but everybody would take that though and run. Right
I know.
Now.
But, you know, like I said, a bumper sticker with, you know, say the fist holding the lightning bolt, you know, the taped up fist, you know, or just, you know, a subtle hint on a bumper sticker for CM Punk. A subtle. I mean,
just a black and yellow Flash shirt.
Yeah, you know, just something subtle. Maybe a hint at pipe bomb.
Here you go. People talking about how they're straight edge or alcohol free. Have somebody show up as a damn vegan now for Daniel Bryan.
I mean, Jungle Boy might could pull it off as being straight edge or alcohol free potentially. I mean,
I thought you were going to say the vegan thing. The guy's name is fucking Jungle Boy. Shut up.
Not the vegan thing. That's why I was saying, you know, straight edge and alcohol free could be more of the Jungle Boy theme.
I will say though that made me upset when Jungle Boy didn't win.
Oh, it made me huge upset.
I'm still salty about it.
Hey, you know, but Fyter Fest Week 2 was actually still pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, Lance Archer winning a big match like he did.
I think it's bold of them. And even New Japan, like it's ballsy for them to allow their title to change hands on an American company's television program.
Well, I think that was the whole point
on free TV.
Well, no, I think that was the whole point of the United States, the Japan's United States Championship was to be defended in the U.S., whether it be on a pay-per-view, non-pay-per-view. If I'm correct, that was part of the reasoning behind making the United States title.
Maybe. Still ballsy. But I loved the Darby Allin match on night one. The coffin match.
Yes. The coffin drop into the coffin had me cringing.
That was great.
You know, MJF's announcement of Nick freaking Gage facing Chris Jericho in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
You know that match is going to be off the hook. Because it's going to be, if I'm correct, it's supposed to be like a no disqualification match. It's supposed to be a Nick Gage style match. Yes. We're going to, you know, Nick Gage has come out and said he would rather die than lose to Jericho. You know, so you know that match is going to be just balls to the wall.
The funniest moment for me, though, was Sting and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, my God. That lazy King Kong fist chest, you know, fist to the chest. Just, I was like, I heard about it and I was like, I'm searching it. I'm like, I watched the clip and I'm like, this is awesome. It's like, this is making me like Orange Cassidy just a little more and more.
Yeah. You know, and I kind of like it that night one, though, Jon Moxley beats Carl Anderson. And it just, it solidifies more Lance Archer beating Jon Moxley. I like Lance Archer. I don't think he needs Jake Roberts at this point.
No. Jake Roberts has re-signed, though, with AEW for another 2 years, I do believe. Hey, it's something for him to do. He doesn't have to, you know, wrestle. He doesn't have to, like, go all out. You know, it keeps him still on that same straight path.
Ricky Starks, beating Brian Cage for the FTW World Title, and Brian Cage is essentially out of Team
Yes,
Taz.
that was a shocker.
Well, at first I saw a random tweet, and it was really weird to me about Brian Cage being out of Team Taz or whatever, but it had all of Team Taz like in the picture, and I'm like, something here doesn't make sense to me. So I actually had to like deep dive, and it took me a lot longer than it should have to figure out what the hell had happened. Twitter kind of failed me that night. I'm not gonna lie. Well, because I forgot, and it's AEW, right? I'm slowly getting into this. I forgot that stuff was on TV. I thought it was a pay-per-view.
No, Fyter,
Fyter Fest is their TV thing. I forget that every time.
That's what that's one of the things I like about their 2-night, Fyter Fest, or their 2-night Fyter Fest is it's basically free pay-per-view on live TV.
Mm-hmm.
Chavo Guerrero as Andrade El Idolo's, new manager. Interesting. It's interesting because you still have that Guerrero lineage.
I will never ever say I don't like Chavo Guerrero. I will never ever say that Chavo Guerrero doesn't belong in the world of professional wrestling. I think, with the exception of Kerwin White, which we don't talk about, I think Chavo had a phenomenal career. No matter where he went, he was never like the guy, but he always had that. He was that top tier guy. He lived up to the lineage of his family, of his uncle, of his father. He keeps the Guerrero name alive.
Yep.
And it's a smooth transition going from Vicky to Chavo and all that. I do like Chavo. Greg's trying to sit there and say I don't like Chavo. I don't know if I like Chavo with Andrade.
I mean, it keeps Vicky with Nyla, and it doesn't make this crazy, in my opinion, what would have been a potential crazy stable, because you'd have Vicky with both Nyla and Andrade, potentially bringing in more. So you kind of just have Andrade have somebody else, Vicky have Nyla.
No, I don't get me wrong. I get it. I do.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't know. For me, I would rather see Chavo do something different. I don't hate it. Right? I don't say, oh, no, I'm not going to watch it because Chavo's with Andrade. Fuck that. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. But I'm just like, nah.
It's Andrade. It's Andrade.
And Eugene, autocorrect is kicking everybody's ass. Because Greg did the same thing. Right? Everybody's getting their ass kicked by autocorrect. But Chavo doesn't bring immediate heat on Andrade.
No.
If they want to build Andrade as a face, at some point, you need somebody likable.
And you get Chavo. If you want to bring that heat on it as Andrade as a heel, throw Vicky out there. Whoo, boy.
Yeah, you don't need much.
As we say, just one of those two Guerreros gives you the one side or the other you need. Dear Lord.
Pretty much. Man.
Britt Baker defending
fractured her wrist.
Yes. I'm like, oh, but she said yes, she's in a cast, but she's not missing any time off.
Well,
more power to her.
I've heard reports it's fractured. I've read within the last couple hours it's broken.
Ooh, ouch. So we go with the whole cast angle. Got it.
Pretty much. We could sit down and break down the rest of WWE programming and everything like that, do a deep dive, but I think we kind of hit the nail on the head for everything this week. We've been off the air for 3 weeks, so we were bound to kind of go off the rails a little bit. And we are trying to work in some more AEW. You and I
for the past week of wrestling.
Huh?
Yes. I know. I was saying yes. Agreeing to the. Oh, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. About to say, go ahead.
But you and I talked to Comic Palooza, and we do have to make a better attempt with Dynamite. It was easier when they were on Friday nights because I'd watch them at karaoke, right? Because I could get them to put it on at the bar. I don't have cable, right? And most Wednesday nights, I'm hit or miss if I'm home or not.
Yeah.
Right. But I do want to make a better effort to watch more AEW. They are finally, in my opinion, and people will 100% disagree with me. We will save that fight for another day. But they are finally, for me, finding their rhythm.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to watch Dynamite more.
And to me, as long as we cover at least Dynamite, because we got 2-3 other shows. They've got 2-3 other shows on during the week. But to me,
don't forget Malachi Black.
Yep.
Since we were on last time, Aleister Black is there as Malachi. I liked his return.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not his return, his debut. But I swear to God, I hated the commentary team.
Oh, I know. That whole commentary of who he is or who he was or who he could be, his name this,
and then they automatically have the name. Like, fuck off. They butchered that whole thing. Oh, God, Frank's here. Oh, God.
He heard AEW, that's all it was.
He goes, weird question. Assume you and Butters are facing each other in a match, and Dave Meltzer is there. Do you try to put on a good match so he gives you a good rating, or do you purposely do a bad match to get the negative stars for the shiggles? I conveniently throw Butters into Dave Meltzer repeatedly.
I conveniently grab a mic, call out his name, and flip him off.
No. That's fine. My way's better.
I get that, but you do that after I've already done, talk shit to him.
I don't like Meltzer. I don't, I will say this. When it comes to news, as far as like debuts and different things like that, he does have good sources, but everything else that comes out of his mouth is just garbage. And I am determined, if I'm ever agreeing with Dave Meltzer, I just need to be taken out back in Old Yellard.
Damn, you had to bring up old boy.
I'm just saying.
I know. It'd pretty much be the same for me. I hate Meltzer. I hate Alvarez with a passion, because if you want to talk ratings whore, go look at Alvarez. That boy is what?
I like Alvarez.
I can't get behind him only because of the whole ratings BS, dude. Like, nobody is into the ratings as much as he is.
Well, and I get that, but see, and I haven't listened to Brian Alvarez in a very long time.
I don't think I've listened to him ever, so I mean, I could end up liking him if I've listened to him.
I used to go back and I used to listen to a lot of their stuff, and I think he's very knowledgeable, because what he's more of is recap, review, talk about the product, right? His stuff. It's exactly what we do.
So I need to go back and watch him a little to see.
I'll have to see if I can see. It's older stuff, right?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to any of his new stuff. I don't know what's coming out of his mouth right now. It could be trash. Another person you have to listen to is Salamonster.
Never heard of him.
His podcasts are so long. They are so long. But he has really good stuff. They talk about a lot of good stuff. Let me get in here for a second. And I will tell you exactly what it is. Yeah, Solid Monster Sounds Off is the name of his stuff.
Okay. I will have to look into it.
There's a lot of good wrestling podcasts out there. There's just not enough God blessed time to listen to all of them before the next round of shows come out.
Yeah.
But
not enough time in the day.
Not really. So next week, pending a few different things, we will be on the air because I am going to try to meet you out there at Southern Star for that show.
Correct. Which, by the way, I will, for those that didn't hear it earlier, it's going to be Saturday, July 31st, Southern Star Brewery, Conroe, Texas. Play hard, hustle harder. Mission Pro Wrestling. You're going to have Abaddon doing a signing photo op. Thunder Rosa will be there. The ladies of Mission Pro Wrestling are going to put on a show, and I hope to see as many of y'all out there as possible. Put this out there. Let's show up, boys and girls. Let's, let's show support.
I'll do you one better. Okay? And then obviously this is pending if I make it, which again, I should, right? I'll buy the ticket ahead of time. I'll try to get out of work. My kicker is it's closeout, right?
Yeah,
for work
because it's end of the month. I know it'd be a little harder.
It's end of the month for me, but if you find Butters out there, because we can confirm Butters is out there, okay? And if I make it out there, I'll buy you a drink, okay? If you are out there, you find us, and you're wearing an In This Very Ring t-shirt, which you can find on Philly Drinkers, or at least show me that you have one ordered, okay? I'll buy you 2 drinks.
Hell, I'll tell you what, even better. Show up, find me. I'll give you a shout out on the show next week.
Yeah, fuck, I'll do that too. I'm down for that.
Find me, say, hey, I'll give you a shout out.
Because depending on what time that show ends at Southern Star, we could theoretically still do a show that night.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not sure how long the show's going to run. There are a lot of details we don't have. Let's also talk about the month of August. Okay?
Yes, month of August.
SummerSlam emanates on August 21st. So we have the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. The 21st, expect some kind of SummerSlam live reaction show out of us. There are a few details that Butters and I are going to work out and try to figure out in what capacity we do that. Okay? Because I'd like to get a lot of people in for that as well. But how does it look on our end? Also, probably the 7th or the 14th, I have to I'm still waiting to hear from a couple people, but we will be bringing back our WWE Draft Series. And this time we're going to do an all-time draft. Everybody that's ever been in the WWE is on the table. So the question is, how creative can you get?
That's like we'll have to talk a little more on those rules because the last time it got a little wacky.
I understand, but we didn't do all time last time.
I know.
Right? So we didn't do that. And then, yeah, we'll do SummerSlam recap the week after. Right, so we're filling in the blanks. We're coming at you with a lot of stuff. A lot of cool stuff happening behind the scenes at In This Very Ring and HD Radio as a whole. Eugene wants to know, you ever check out Conan and Disco Inferno's podcast? It's so funny you say that. I was listening to so with 83 Weeks, because that is probably my favorite wrestling podcast out there, is 83 Weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Because Eric gives you a different side of things. And they're going back to when I was like, a young kid and recapping some of this stuff, and he goes to different shows and pay-per-views that he was at and recaps it, right? And every time I'm listening to a show, somehow he mentions Conan's podcast. And I always tell myself, you know what? I'm going to listen to the podcast. And then like 2 days go by and I'm not listening to 83 Weeks anymore. And I forget about it. So no, I've never listened to it, but I hear it's great. You know, I'm very picky when it comes to my podcast because I don't have a long drive to work. I don't. I've got a 20-minute drive to work. Right? So it takes me about 2 days to listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, because most of them are about 2 hours right now. Like, I stopped listening to his Bash at the Beach 96 because it's a 3-hour podcast, and I didn't want to listen to it for a week. Right? I try to save these for more when I know I'm doing long drives. Right? Which I'm not doing right now. You know, when I fly to Disney in September, I'll probably put on the podcast and listen to the podcast while I'm on the plane.
There you go. Because that's what, a couple hours?
Yeah, it's a couple hours. Right. But so I'm very picky with it, and I like to pick and choose what episodes I listen to. I don't listen to them every week. You know, sometimes somebody will send me, hey, go check out this person's podcast right around this time code, you know, and listen to it for about 10 minutes. Okay. And I will. You know, something simple. And if you guys have recommendations or you have a favorite clip of a podcast or a soundbite from a podcast you want me to listen to, send them to me. Find me on Facebook, message the page, right? If it's easier to find the In This Very Ring page, it's got our show logo on it. Find it, send it to us. Send it to me directly. I'll listen to it. I don't give a shit. You know, and I'll message you back. But we're going to get out of here. I see Damien chiming in. Man, you are late. Where have you been?
Damien, you coming in near the end. What up, man? Why you so late?
But we are 100% going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. It was good to be back. Here's some breaking news.
What do we got?
At the GCW Homecoming, Matt Cardona defeated Nick Gage to be the new GCW World Champion with some help from Ricky Shane Page.
Oh, damn.
So Matt Cardona is the new GCW Champion. Nick Gage has lost his title. So there you go.
Dear Lord, is he freaking bloody as hell.
Busted the fuck open.
Damn. I'm seeing it now. Holy crap. He is. Woo, that white shirt is now red, boys and girls. There is no getting that blood out.
But we want to thank our sponsors, Body Check Wellness. They're a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. Check them out in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code HUD for 20% off. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Dr. Paul Vidal and his team at Burlington or Cherry Hill. He's our doc. Make him yours. Sunrise, the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help with mental health or addiction issues, give them a call, 856-651-8117. Alan Foy at eXp Realty, 302-682-8820 if you're looking to buy or sell a home or if you need a change in your career or brokerage. You can also check him out at alan.foy at exprealty.com. I'm terrible about this, so if I don't see it on the list, I'll never mention it. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Join the membership. It's $9.99 a month. You get to come on the shows with us. We do member-only streams. You get shout-outs. And tomorrow, Money Moss is going to bring you Money Pot Podcast. And every week he sends out some sports picks. And from my understanding, they are making some money with these picks. It is the place to be if you like to gamble. And Manscaped.com. Get 20% off with free shipping with code HUD Radio at Manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Guys, great show. Fantastic time. We will, like I said, if we're around next week, we'll catch you next week. But we are gonna go to that show here in Conroe. Right? We got to show. I will say this: Thunder Rosa showed us some love, so we need to go show Thunder Rosa some love.
Yes, big time.
Right? So, guys, we'll catch you when we catch you. For all of us here at HG Radio, make sure you're checking out Money Pod Podcast tomorrow morning, and then Agree to Disagree tomorrow night. We'll see you when we see you. Hit the like, hit the share, hit subscribe. Peace, love, and joy. We out.
You.